Good afternoon, stars. We're excited to welcome you today. This is our Stars Week prep. So all things you need to know and highlights of Stars Week, including meeting our amazing exec staff here. Say, hey, everybody. Woo! They're excited to see you. We're excited to see you. I want to give a brief welcome. I know I've seen many of you already through Stars 101s and other avenues, but my name is Dr. Tiffany Smith. I am Cherokee Muskogee of Oklahoma. Pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'm helping oversee all things Orientation Week, or otherwise known as Stars Week. I also want to introduce my co-leader in these efforts, Allison, who you'll see a couple squares below me, and she will give a nice welcome as well.
Hi, everyone. I'm sure you heard us echo this throughout all of your Stars 101s and throughout the summer as you've touched base with all of us, but we are so excited that Stars Week is here, and I think you can feel the energy beaming from all of the little squares and grids that you're seeing. But again, welcome. It is so exciting to know that this time is here and that we've gotten to know you and we'll continue to get to know you throughout Stars Week and beyond this year. So welcome. We are so excited to just continue to connect with you. My name is Allison Hudson. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the Assistant Director of Student Engagement here at OCU. And I get to help Dr. Smith, like she said, in supporting Stars Week efforts. So nice to see you again.
Could not do it without her. I will say that. I think an important part of this process, I will say, in us introducing ourselves today is for you to see our full faces, because when you see us out in person on the quad, we will all be masked up, right, folks? So that is the new normal as we move on to campus. So we want you to have fun with that too. I know it takes some adjustment and getting used to wearing masks, but you're going to be provided masks at Oklahoma City University upon arrival on our campus. And then of course, feel free to bring your own. And we will even have a chance to jazz those up a little bit and show your unique personality this year. And we'll talk about that here as we get into the details of all things Stars Week. All right, so at this time, I really want to pass the mic, if you will, on to our amazing exec team that's here today, and that is so excited to welcome you all to campus. And the reason, and I'm speaking for everybody, I'm sure they have their own motivations, but I know we have some returners in the group. I think everybody's a returner in some regard. They've served as an NSO leader. They've gone through this process themselves. And this week has meant so much to them that's why they keep giving back to it twofold. And, you know, we know that it's a new look this year, but we just want to ensure you all that it's still going to be an enriching experience to the best of our ability. And we want to make sure you know that the name of the game this year is flexibility and adaptability. So just keep saying those words in your mind. We will emphasize that with you too. We know that you all are coming in with a whole bunch of different emotions with this return to campus environment and what that looks like. And so we want to make sure that we're as adaptable and flexible for you all as you're navigating this new space and considering what events you feel comfortable attending, even as we're ensuring that we're following all CDC guidelines. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic then on to Jackson West, actually to kickstart us since he's on my left side. And then we'll have our exec directors introduce themselves after that.
All right, well, I'm excited I get to go first. My name is Jackson West. My pronouns are he, him, his. I am an acting major. I'll be a junior in the fall here, well, in a week. Oh my gosh, in a week I'll be a junior. That is wild. I have to start packing. Anyway, I'm in charge of our OK Connect trip this year. Normally, if sans COVID, it would be an in-person thing where we would send you guys all out into groups into our new beautiful home of Oklahoma City. And I loved this event when I was a freshman, so I knew I had to be in charge of it when I was signed up to be an NSO leader. But what we're doing this year is we are going to be putting together a travel guide of sorts for our wonderful new home. I, myself, and my co-director, Haley, she's not here today, but we have been working really hard on getting you guys some discounts as well throughout a bunch of amazing Oklahoma City restaurants. And so hopefully we can get you guys that list too, so you don't have to go and spend $1 zillion learning about your new home. But we're putting together an awesome little travel guide, and it's going to have a bunch of different things on it that tell you all about our different restaurants, whether they're BIPOC owned or LGBTQ plus owned, or if they're gluten-free or vegetarian or vegan or whatever. We're going to make sure that you guys have all the information so you can go tackle this amazing new community that you're getting to be a part of. And we cannot wait to see you on campus. So that is all I have, Tiffany. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jackson. And Jackson's co that couldn't be here today is Haley Shelton. You will be meeting her soon as well. Now I'm going to pass the mic down one from me to Brenna and RJ, who are our executive directors for the week. Take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm Brenna Linkus. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am one of the executive directors along with RJ, and I am a psychology major and a child advocacy minor, and I will be a senior, which kind of scary, but we're doing it. Passing it to RJ.
My name is RJ Walker. I'm a senior criminal justice major. My pronouns are he, him, his. I am the other executive director of NSO. Basically, what Brenna and I do are just, we work hand in hand with Allison and Dr. Smith, and just making sure that all of you incoming freshmen have a great STARS week. So as far as just helping them plan out different events, to just making sure that you guys get the best experience possible. And the main thing that we like to work on is the traditions rally. Normally years past, it's a big in-person thing. You learn about legacies and different traditions of OCU. This year, it is going to be a little different as far as virtual goes. So it will be a TikTok traditions rally. So basically what that is we will give all the STARS groups one tradition, one legacy that relates to OCU in some kind of way. And basically it is all up to you guys to crop, edit, basically make it within a 1-minute TikTok, and basically have fun with it, share their story the best way you possibly can, dress up, go all out, use props, anything you want, and just make it fun. It will be judged, and we will have alumni judges to come in and help us judge that, and it'll be just a lot of fun. Me and Brenna have been working hand in hand just to work out the kinks for all of you guys and make it as fun as possible. So can't wait to see you guys during STARS weekend. Let's go STARS.
All right, thank you, executive directors. Let's give them a round of applause, everybody that's gone so far. Woot! All right, y'all. So next up we have Hannah, and she's going to cover her big event.
Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Souza. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am a junior dance management major, and my position is to be the coordinator of the event Scooby-Doo at OCU. So Scooby-Doo at OCU is a tour that happens in the evening. It'll be one of your first opportunities to meet new people on campus, which is going to be really exciting. And I know some of you guys have not been able to take a tour yet of campus, so you'll also be able to learn about a bunch of different places around campus while interacting with some characters from Scooby-Doo. When I was a freshman, it was my most fun experience I had during STARS Week. So I hope that you guys come and have a fun time. And if you don't feel comfortable coming in person, we will also be live streaming the event on either Facebook or Instagram, so look out for that. But I hope you guys come. It'll be a good time.
Awesome. Thank you, Hannah. All right, next up at my bottom left, for me anyway, is Mackenzie, and she's going to share about actually like 3 different events that she's coordinating.
Yes, so my name is Mackenzie Van Zee. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm a senior religion major here at OCU, and my position is coordinator of open mic night. But I'm also helping out with some other, fun events that are happening during STARS Week. So if you're moving in that Monday, we're having a movie on the lawn And this is just a good opportunity to just come, relax, watch a movie. We'll also be doing it on a Netflix party, and it'll be on the lawn, so social distancing will be good with that. Bring a blanket to sit on. And then we also have a virtual game night that Religious Life is hosting. Usually there is some kind of Religious Life block party, but again, because of social distancing guidelines, the virtual game night will just be a fun event that anyone can log into and play some games or learn more about religious life on campus. And then the big event that I'm in charge of during Stars Week is open mic night. And this is a great opportunity for you to come and share any talent or non-talent that you have. You can do anything that you want. You can sing a song that you can't sing for an audition. You can tap dance. You can tell jokes. You can tell even corny dad jokes. And it'll be outside, so we can account for social distancing. But these are all just really fun events that are taking place in the evening, so you guys can de-stress, but also still have fun and get to know people on campus.
Yes, thank you so much, Mackenzie. She has been amazing jumping in, adding a couple more events under her plate, but doing phenomenal work on that and making it extra special for you all, because we know that everybody's going to be moving in over a series of 3 days this year. And so that's what has thus shifted everything a little bit down to our official Stars Week time beginning really Tuesday evening with your first Stars group meeting. And so on those Mondays and Tuesdays, we wanted to make sure we offered that time as folks are coming onto campus to have some social outlets available to you. So those are not mandatory, but just fun. And we really hope you'll come join us to start building your community on campus and that sense of belonging. And so real briefly, I'm going to take a quick pause before I move on to other folks, because I brought up the concept of Stars groups. And so I want you all to be thinking about that you should have been reached out to by now by a Stars group leader, if not both. Each group will have 2 NSOs, the new student orientation leaders, assigned to about 14 to 15 folks in a group. And so they've been reaching out already over this past week to introduce themselves and start gathering everybody together and building that community within these smaller, close-knit groups to really, make that Stars Week larger experience more intimate for each of you all. And so you have a peer mentor to go to ask those questions that maybe you don't want to ask of me or Allison or others on campus, that you really want to ask those students that are experiencing this on the daily, these pressing questions that you have. So these are the folks that you'll be able to process everything with throughout Stars Week. We'll have various topics that they'll be leading conversations on during your Stars group meetings. You'll be having 5 total throughout the week. And those will be required for everybody to make sure you're there. If for some reason you just can't attend, please just let your leaders be aware of that, and they can work with you individually on that. But this is, again, that great time to build that more intimate community and to have these deeper conversations in smaller group sessions. And so you'll be spread out across campus in various locations as these occur throughout the week. I think the first one's Tuesday evening, and then it runs through Friday. So just make sure that you're there to help process that as much as possible. But again, we're flexible. So if there's something that's making you feel discomfort or a reason that you cannot come, please just share with your leaders and we'll accommodate you accordingly. All right, so I wanted to make mention of that. So now I'm going to drop the mic down to Jasmine, who will share about exciting things coming up in her world because her position is new this year.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Townsend, pronouns she, her, hers, but Jazz is good too. I go by Jazz. I am a senior exercise science major, and I am the co-diversity and inclusion chair. And like Tiffany said, this position is new, and it's really exciting, and I'm happy to be taking this on and tackling it with Eric, which he isn't here today, but he's just as great. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about our show and tell, which is also new that we're going to have this year, and I'm super excited about it. I feel like when people think of diversity and inclusion, the first thing that comes to our mind is like, oh, training and like getting to learn and to understand people, or like, oh, like here comes another boring training that I have to like sit through. But I feel like the show and tell is going to allow incoming freshmen, you guys, to give and express yourself artistically through the show and tell by, you know, you can sing a song, you could do a poem, you could like get a canvas out there and do some art, just any creative outlet that you guys have that allows you to express like diversity and inclusion your way. We just want to give you guys that platform to have. And we also have a spoken word artist that's going to be coming and kind of kicking us off and, you know, doing all of that. And of course, we're going to be safe and we're going to be wearing our mask and keeping our distance. And also, we're going to be having our infinity spaces, and that is going to be covering the LGBTQ, interfaith, African American, Black students, Indigenous students, and our Asian students. And what that is going to be is, so if you identify with one of those, or maybe more than one of those, like I myself am Native American and I'm also African American. So those are going to be blocked off into different blocks. So you could also attend more than one session. You could attend as many as you would like, but mainly those are for our people of color, our students, to get to network and to get to come in communication with other students of color on campus. And then we also have diversity and inclusion training, and I'm going to pass that back over to Tiffany to talk more about that.
Thank you, Jasmine. And Jasmine and Eric are doing amazing work because this is all new, so there's no blueprint for this, but they've really been creative and innovative in how we're going to be integrating diversity and inclusion efforts throughout the week. And so I will talk about diversity and inclusion training, which while we've done a similar type concept throughout past years, this is a little bit more formalized and a little different than it's looked in years past. So this is a mandatory piece, but we want you to be excited to learn about different perspectives from your own. I think that's really the key. I think that's one of the most enjoyable things I can say for myself when I went through my collegiate experience. One of the things that enriched me in my experience and wanted to make me want to give back and work in a higher ed environment was that piece of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and learning about others and different perspectives from my own, and processing that and understanding all of our intersections of identity. And there's lots of concepts that go with that. And so we want to start introducing this to you as we all come from our home bubbles, wherever that may be. This will broaden your scope and your mind to what the world has to offer in our diverse world. It makes us a better place and makes us better at what we do in any kind of work environment in the future. Thinking about future careers, there's nothing better than working with a diverse team of folks to help increase that idea sharing and those different paradigms that we all bring to the table. So with that being said, our diversity and inclusion training will be on Thursday, August 13th this year during STARS Week. And that's going to take up a chunk of that day. There'll be a morning session from about 10 to 11:30. And we have Dr. Rodney Bates. We're so lucky to have Dr. Rodney Bates on our campus. I've known him for many, many years. He does amazing consultation work when it comes to D&I trainings. And he will be coming in and engaging you all in this work from 10 to 11:30. And then we'll break for our STARS group to process some of that. And then we'll come back for another hour and a half in the afternoon. And so he'll be covering a series of topics. And I look forward to him sharing with you all and you all really starting to delve into this work, and know that it's just the beginning. So this training is just to initially start opening your mind to this, but we're hoping to integrate more experiences throughout your collegiate experience, right? Throughout your 4 or 5 years that you're here on campus, there'll be other opportunities to engage in this work. And this is lifelong. It's lifelong for all of us. So we hope that you'll be open-minded and start to engage and learn how to be respectful to one another and our different viewpoints. So we're excited to welcome Dr. Bates to campus. And just so you know the structure of that, in case you're like, whoa, this is something that sounds like we're all gonna have to get together as a big group. Don't worry, we are doing our best again to accommodate all of these guidelines. And so like people have mentioned, we're really going to expect that anytime social distancing will get more challenging, you need to be wearing your mask. I think just as a safety procedure, we really are mandating that you need to have those masks on at all times. And again, we're going to have a fun time with decorating those masks later in the week. But I know that that's something that's new to y'all, but we really are going to be strongly encouraging folks to wear those masks for your own safety and for other safety that may be more vulnerable to and susceptible to, COVID-19. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to have a couple of groups in one session with Dr. Bates. He will have a plexiglass shield in front of him as well as he's giving the presentation. We'll have everybody, with a couple seats in between each person so that we keep with social distancing. And those couple of groups in there will be the ones kind of viewing him more live, and then we'll be live streaming via Zoom to various classrooms across campus. And you'll each be assigned, your STARS group leaders will know where they're going, and you'll each be assigned to a different classroom. They're all kind of bigger spaces on campus because we're trying to fit 2 to 3 groups in each session. And so that's the plan for the D&I training. If for some reason you cannot make this in person, there will be a Zoom link that you can stream from your own room, from the comfort of your own room and residence. Or you can also, you'll have to make it up later for sure since it is mandatory. And we will have a recording of this for internal use that we will be able to share with you all. So we'll reach out with details about that after the fact. But we wanted you to know this in advance. Again, we're being flexible and adaptable in these times, and that's what that's going to look like. All right, thank you everybody. I'm gonna pass the mic now on to Delaney to share all that she has in store for us.
Hello, I'm Delaney. I go by she, her, hers. I am a senior acting major and I'm in charge of social media. So I do posts and I do stories, and then I ask other NSO leaders to help with takeovers. So for example, with Jackson and his OCU Connect, we're gonna have a takeover in the Paseo Arts District and show you everything, show you everything that's going on in the Paseo Arts District. So yeah, that's really what I do. Follow us at OCU_FYE on Instagram, and then on Facebook we go by OCU First Year Experience. So that's all I have for me.
Thank you, Delaney, and she's been doing amazing work on our social media already. So if you're not following, you need to catch up, get on there, follow us. We have different avenues, as she mentioned, different platforms that we're on, both Facebook and Instagram for FYE. I also encourage you to follow our student affairs handles as well too. We have at OCU Student Affairs for Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So there's 3 different options. So make sure that if you're not following FYE to go ahead and hop on there now, because that's really going to be a great spot for you to kind of stay in the know beyond just your STARS group leaders telling you, what's coming up each day. And actually speaking of each day, I did want to share that Brenna and RJ will be giving and sending out emails at the conclusion of each day, or before each day, right? That evening to share, hey, here's what's coming up the next day. So I know it's a long week, it's a lot of things to remember. So we want to make sure that you're staying on top of the schedule for each day, and we're sending those friendly reminders of what to expect. And again, continue to connect with those STARS group leaders. If you haven't heard back from them, please reach out. My email is available online, and so is Allison's. But we want to make sure you find that connection point. I know they've been working hard to reach out to you all. Please respond to them if you can, please. I know that's always difficult on their part, is to get in touch with everybody. So just make sure that you're responding to that, because again, that's going to be your intimate connection with all things STARS Week and really getting you prepped for the school year itself. One last thing I did want to add, and then I'll pass it on if Allison has anything to add. But I did want to add a piece that we've talked about a few times. Never hurts to mention again, though, because I know we've gotten lots of questions about parent and family involvement this year. And our office oversees all things parent and family services. So you can reach out to me with any questions there. We've been posting a lot. We do have a Facebook page, OCU Parent and Family Services, that you can follow. Encourage your parents and guardians and family members that want to stay in tune with your journey to follow there. We also have, if you just type in the search engine on our okcu.edu website, you can type in Parent and Family Services, and we have a whole slew of pages on there, and there's a newsletter. So this year it'll be monthly because there's just a lot going on, right? A lot of big shifts that we're not used to. We're pivoting quite a bit. So we want to make sure that you stay in the know there, and you have to go in and actually sign up to receive that monthly newsletter. We don't want to start invading your email without you giving your consent on that. So please encourage your family members to sign up if they want to stay in the know of what's going on. Because unfortunately, during STARS Week, we've had to limit parental and family involvement this year. And that's purely for the reasons we've been saying over and over, which is the safety with COVID-19 this year. This is our new normal, our new reality at the moment, possibly, up through another year. So we need to make sure that we're abiding by all things that our CDC and World Health Organization are giving us guidance on. And so to ensure that, we just have to limit visitors on campus, extra visitors. And I know you all know, as far as move-in goes, for those moving in on campus, that you are limited to 2 people to help you in the move-in process. We will have to ask that if anyone extra comes along, they'll probably have to wait in the car. So just so you know up front, that's what to expect. Now, I know there's been a ton of move-in questions, and so I will say, please defer to your Res Life connections there to ask those questions. If you just type in move-in on our search engine on our website, you will see a whole page. They've really put a lot of effort into making these accommodations for you all, making this as safe as possible. And they have FAQs on there that are super helpful, which is frequently asked questions. So just make sure you go and check on there before you're reaching out to folks. If your question cannot be answered, then please reach out to contacts that are listed on there. Allison, is there anything else you want to add before we conclude our session today?
Thanks. I just want to, again, take a minute to stress flexibility and adaptability. You're going to hear it from us all week. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of new. There's a lot to learn. Coming into a new place, regardless of what's going on in the world, is going to have change. It's going to have transition. So there's a lot of information to take in. Don't think any question is too silly. All of the people you see on the screen, all of your STARS group leaders, the people you're going to touch base with and get to know throughout these experiences are here for you and here on your team. So work with us, talk with us, let us know if there's something that just doesn't make sense, something you need from us that you can better feel supported by. If that's something, changing, and I feel more comfortable staying in my dorm for this event or something like that. Trust us, we are here for you. We're here to support you. We're here to work with you. It's a learning process for all of us. And so we want to be as supportive as we possibly can in doing so. So please don't hesitate to reach out to whoever you feel most comfortable touching base with, whether that is myself or Dr. Smith, or if that is your STARS group leader, like you said, or anyone you are finding on campus. We are thrilled to have you here. We are thrilled to have you as part of this community and to experience this week in a way that is going to mean so much to you and is really going to start off your time at OCU. You can tell the NSO leaders love it, and that's why they keep coming back, and they are excited for you to have that as well. So please do not be a stranger in the questions you have or the ways that we can support you, or even in just being willing to show up and have a great time, because we are looking forward to doing that and so excited to get to know you. So welcome again.
Yay, thank you so much, Allison. I echo those sentiments. We can't wait. We honestly can't wait to see you, even if we're masked up and we look differently. We're going to be greeting you and welcoming you with, well, socially distanced open arms, right? So we'll be giving you air hugs, air fives, air fist bumps, whatever it will take. But I do, before we shut down today, I want to give the group here an opportunity. If they wanted to offer any encouraging words before we conclude the session, I would like to open the floor for that.
I would just like to say that I think patience is going to be our third word of the week. We have the adaptability and patience, and I've now forgotten the third word, which is good for me. And yes, thank you. So, but I know that a lot of our staff are coming back to OCU, like campus, for the first time like this week. So they're fielding emails, trying to get things figured out. And so patience, that's my added word of wisdom.
My word of wisdom is just to take a big deep breath because you're gonna be okay. This is very new and this is very exciting and very nerve-wracking, but we are here to help you. And yes, just take a big deep breath. You got this.
I would say for all of you just coming in, just take it one day at a time. That's the best thing we can all do, especially even us that are here on this panel right now talking to you. We're just taking it one day at a time because that's the best thing that there is for us to do. Like Delaney said, this is all new. We are changing things as we go, just to kind of be creative and use our critical thinking skills, our creative skills. So best thing that I could say to you guys is just take it one day at a time. Don't stress too much about what's going to happen in the future or on down the line. Just live in the now, take it one day at a time.
Thank you all. We appreciate you. Know that we are located physically when you're on campus in the Involve Center, which is at the bottom of the University Center, right up around the corner from Chick-fil-A and right next door to the coffee shop on campus. So if you're trying to look for us, that's where we are physically. And you can find our contact information online. We again look forward to seeing you all as our new stars on campus. We hope that despite COVID-19, you can find joy in this new transition, that this is a huge accomplishment, first of all, that you're joining us on campus. You've just graduated. And for those transfer students, we're excited to have you too from whatever institutions you transferred from, and know that you're just as much a part of our family and we want you involved as well. So thank you again and have a great rest of your week. We'll see you here soon, stars.